Hello! This week we discuss the different frameworks for IT project management. The three frameworks are called predictive, otherwise known as waterfall, iterative, and agile. Each framework follows a different set of principles and contains multiple methodologies that project teams utilize to approach their project work. We will discuss each framework in detail as the similarities and differences between them. And although the three frameworks may have obvious differences in their approach to projects, all three follow the basic project lifecycle, which is the subject of this lecture. To fully understand the phases of a project, we need to first discuss the definition of a lifecycle. So what is a lifecycle? Well, there are other lifecycle models that you may be familiar with. A product lifecycle includes the stages a product goes through from raw material extraction to manufacturing, use, and finally disposal or recycle. For example, you may utilize a smartphone. The phone starts off as multiple parts that are assembled together in manufacturing and sold to you as a customer for your use. After 1 to 3 years, you trade in that phone and it is either recycled for resale as a refurbished phone, or is scrapped for parts to utilize for refurbished phones, or is disposed of completely. A life cycle you may be more familiar with is the software development life cycle. It includes requirements definition to design, development or code, test, and then implementation into operations. Projects go through 4 life cycle phases: initiation, planning, execution, and closing. There is also a 5th phase called monitoring and controlling that happens throughout planning and execution. I'd like to go over these in a little bit of detail to show you the relationship and maybe give you a sense of the level of activity that we can expect in each of the phases of the project. The first phase of any project is the initiation phase. During this phase, the team builds the business case for the project. This means understanding what the issue is that you are trying to solve and developing measurable benefits that your solution will deliver. Stakeholders are identified and communication begins to understand their expectations and agendas. A high-level budget and schedule is developed and a sponsor is brought on to the project. Once you have a signature and approval to initiate the project, you will enter the project planning stage. During this phase, you will flesh out the scope into more detail, create a schedule and budget. The major outcome of the planning stage is the project baseline, which is the cost, schedule, and scope of work that your stakeholders have agreed to, and what you utilize to compare to your actual work and costs during execution. Next is the execution phase. This is the phase where you do the work that was agreed upon with your stakeholders. It starts off with a meeting between the project team and the stakeholders. During this phase, stakeholders' expectations need to be managed, along with the management of the trade-offs between time, cost, and scope. The majority of resources will be utilized during this phase. Regular project team meetings and communication with stakeholders is needed. Regular reviews of completed deliverables are held between the project team and stakeholders. The 4th phase is closing. There are several reasons for a project to end. 1, the project met its success criteria. 2, the project lost its funding. 3, the project was canceled due to budget and/or schedule overruns. Regardless of the reason, the closing process should always be followed. During this phase, project artifacts are archived, resources are released to operations, all contract payments are made, and the team participates in a lessons learned process. The 5th phase, monitoring and control, ensures that the project and solution requirements meet the customer needs. Monitoring should be ongoing to compare the baseline scope, schedule, and budget to actuals. Having visibility into trends and variance between what was planned and what happens during execution allows the project team to be proactive in the resolution of issues and mitigation of risks. That concludes our lecture on the basic project lifecycle. All phases of this life cycle are included in all IT projects, regardless of the framework utilized. The difference is in the timing and approach of each phase. As Aristotle said, first, have a definite, clear, practical ideal, a goal, an objective. Second, have the necessary means to achieve your ends: wisdom, money, materials, and methods. Third, adjust all your means to that end.